late afternoon, early evening. It's afternoon for you.
It's
It's
afternoon. Yeah.
early evening for for me. So, welcome to Intimate Conversations with Indie Love and featuring Miss Ashantay. How are you this afternoon?
I'm good. I'm good. And yourself?
I'm great. It is
Good.
Friday. I am awesome.
That's what we like to hear.
Yes, I am awesome. So, I have been chatting with some new to me authors. I'm familiar with them, or I've just started reading their work. Um, and so I wanted to take some time and get to know them a little bit better. For those who don't know them, some new, they might be a new to you author, get their name out some more. But I feel like I should have already known who Ashante is because I saw the other day that you are celebrating 6 years in the game.
Yeah, 6 years. Yeah.
How does that feel to be 6 years in?
Actually, it's kind of iffy. Like I feel good that I've been in the industry for 6 years, but then on
Mhm.
the other side, I feel like I haven't written enough books to have been in the game for 6 years.
Okay. We'll get to why you feel like that.
To see some of the other, heavy hitters that have like these, extravagant catalogs, I'm like, I need to catch up. But then
But it's
again, that's not how I write. So,
right. So I was gonna say, so it's all about timing and I see before I go there, tell me how you got into writing.
um, well, I'll go into a little bit of detail. I had um, like it was in 2005, believe it or not. Even though I've been writing for 6 years, um, I couldn't sleep, and I couldn't
Mhm.
figure out like why I couldn't sleep. So I just woke up one morning at like 2 or 3, and I just started writing. I felt like these somebody was talking to me in my head, and I'm just like, what? Who is this? So I just started writing, and then eventually that writing turned into I think it was a 60 or 50K book, something like that. But
Okay.
I didn't have a publisher. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know anything. So when I first got signed, the girl who signed me, her son went to the same school as my son. And so
Okay.
I happened to be standing in front of her in the line, and we got to talking, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm a publisher." And I was just like, "Wait, what?" And she was like, I was like, "I just wrote a book." And she was like, "Send it to me." So I friended her on Facebook, and she ended up getting my manuscript, and she ended up signing me, which was in 2016, I believe.
Okay.
So that's how I actually became an author. It was never in my mind to be one. I just
Mhm.
had a book that I wrote.
Okay.
So
Okay.
kind
Ain't
of
nothing.
right place at the right time, meeting the right
Right.
people.
Right.
So
So how many books have you written so far?
I've written, I believe, 23, but I only have 20 on Amazon, and
Okay.
that includes the novellas, and the novelettes. So,
Okay.
hmm
Okay. So why you feel like you would have not with everybody else? I mean, that's not bad. That's a good accomplishment.
well, it's just because I see other people with these, 50 plus books, and they've been in the game, maybe 2 years, 3 years, and I'm just
Mhm.
like, gosh, I need to pick it up. But then
Some
again,
people write so fast.
I know.
Like Jesus, Monica Walters. I just be like, girl, I can't keep up.
And that's who I was thinking about before I just didn't say her name. Mo Money Monica. That's who I was thinking about. I just didn't say her
Ah,
name. But
just did
yeah.
one. Okay, okay.
Uh-huh.
So are you still with the publisher at this point?
No. Uh-uh.
No, you're
No. I
fully
went indie
independent.
not too long ago. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Learned all you needed to learn. Because I hear a lot of because and see, I know I hate when I be trying to watch what I say. I am so, and I'm not pro publisher, but I am so, especially in this day and time in this industry, like you could do this by yourself, find you the right crew. Um, find you that right circle, learn what you can, and keep your coins for yourself.
I
That's
heard you.
that's
I
that
heard you
is
say
my
that before
biggest
too.
thing. So when
I
they
mean,
hear me
it's
say that, I'm like, I'm not dissing
yeah.
our independent Black publishers, not at all. They'll tell you, I just have this strong thing like, y'all get y'all coins on your own.
You know what? It's positives to being signed, just like
Hmm.
it's positives to being indie. But I for me, I just feel like it's times I'd be like, dang, I should be. I want a publisher, and then there's other times I'm like, well, no, because I have access to everything. Like it's everything is me. I don't have a deadline. I don't have a release date. I don't have a certain length of the book. Like everything is all me. But
Hmm.
then it just depends on certain things that I miss with a publisher. But it's like,
Okay.
that's the only part. That's the negative of being indie.
Okay.
So,
Okay. So when you decided to write this, up late writing this story, um, do you feel as though that was your, I hate to say this, your best story? Because I know authors have books that they just love those certain characters. And the first book, those are your babies, and
mhm,
then you
yes.
have other characters that are, those are my favorites. But then some people say, I don't have no favorites. I love all of my characters. Which one is your favorite, if you have a favorite, or the closest to your heart? And then what is your a new to you reader, what book would you suggest to them?
My favorite is um because see, I've written in so many genres, so it's kind of hard for me to like say what is my favorite because I've written in over here, which is different than my romance, which is different than my Christian fiction. So it's like, let me think. I'm
Well,
gonna
pick a
go.
genre. It don't matter.
Okay, I'm gonna say. Okay, I'm gonna say Ebony with the white skin, even though it's not romance,
Okay.
because that touches on like a lot of controversial issues,
Mm-hmm.
and it was dealing with the Black Lives Matter type of book.
Mm-hmm.
So I love the characters, even though the way that they act, it's easy to hate them, but it's just the truth. Like what was said in the book is really what happens is going on in our world today.
Okay.
So I love that book. But if a reader were new to me, I mean, if somebody was new to me, I would tell them to read most likely WIP, Work in Progress,
Okay.
because it's the romance type of book. And I
Okay.
know people love romance and then happy ever
Romance.
after.
Yes. Okay. So you said you write Christian fiction, romance. What else?
I write what I call true fiction.
Mm-hmm.
I've written in the LGBT. Um, I've written. I'm trying to even think of my catalog. I think that's it: Christian fiction, romance, LGBT, and urban. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Hmm.
That's a vast genre. That's a variety.
Yeah, it has some positive and some negatives
Okay.
to the genres too, because you know how some people write in one specific genre. I kind
Mhm.
of went every which way, which is
But
kind of good, but
for those who are into Christian fiction,
hmm,
oh, I can read this by Ashantay.
hmm,
Those who are in LGBTQ who like to read those books, I mean, you have a variety that people can choose from. So if
right,
I'm not into this, it's okay. I can still be a fan because I know she writes this, this, and this.
right, yeah,
So I always think that that's, when you can cross genres like that and still keep your fan base,
hmm.
I think I think that's a great talent anyway.
Oh,
You
you
know,
know what too?
'cause-
I forgot. I wrote one paranormal.
see, y'all know I'm not fooling with. It's only one person that's gonna get me to read paranormal. I just can't.
But
I can't.
and the funny thing was it was a cross book. The first one was urban, and the second one was urban slash paranormal.
They're
I know.
connected.
It's a series. It's Stalking Alexis series. Yes.
Okay. I
I
might have
know.
to. I don't know. We talking werewolves and stuff. Cause see, I
No,
still just
no. This is it's
see.
not werewolves.
I
It's
probably need to broaden my mind because when you say paranormal, I be thinking Vampire Diaries and all of that kind of stuff and werewolves, and it's like
no,
I can't do that.
no. This one is more so. The soda was there, and when you turn around and look, it's not there anymore.
Okay.
So it's like paranormal activity. But yeah,
Oh, okay. Okay. Hey, I bet you. How many people read it?
huh?
How many people read it?
Uh, you know what? And that's the funny thing. The series, I've gotten more love on the second, which is the paranormal, than the beginning.
Really?
So yeah, and I'm like, but I said I would never write it again because I
Okay.
scared myself.
See? Ah, see?
I
No.
scared myself writing it because I mean, and it was so funny because not only did I do it, but my brother gave me a piece to put into the story, and
Hmm.
he had a nightmare himself too. I was
See?
like, okay, yeah, see, never again.
No, no. I'm not gonna say no. I won't say no because I mean I'm hindering myself when I say no. But I try to keep an open mind. And there's some areas it's just like I'm not touching that. That's not of interest of mine. But I'll still
Mhm.
support 100%. That's not a issue or a problem um at all. So when I lost my whole train of thought. I had a whole list of questions.
That
I swear
ghost
to
threw
God.
you up, my friend.
Yeah, and that paranormal. When you said urban and then paranormal, I've never seen no. Maybe because I'm not into paranormal. I'll read some urban. There's some time when I want some cookie cutter, and there's times when I want some pure romance, and then there's
Hmm.
some time when I want some ratchet, some tomfoolery, and just go with the flow.
Right.
So, um, audiobooks. Are any of your books on audiobooks, being shot for audiobooks? Is that something you want to get into?
Not none are on audiobook right now. I haven't thought about it yet either.
Hmm.
Not yet.
Okay.
Maybe a year, two, three, but not yet. No.
Okay. I know some people are not. It's like I'm not interested in that at all. I know it's big deal now. Hey, Chanel. I know it's a big deal now, and it's taking a lot of people. It's taking the industry by storm. I know people have been doing it. Our Caucasian friends have been doing it for years.
Uh
Some
huh.
of us have been doing it for a long time, but I think this new wave is so awesome. And I'm not big on audiobooks. I'll listen, but for me, it defeats the purpose because as I'm listening, I'm reading right along with it.
Exactly.
I'm
Exactly.
sitting
So
there, I'm
it's
reading
like,
right along. So it's like, why am I listening?
and sometimes I read faster than that
When
audiobook, Alexa, whatever. So
No,
yeah.
I'm not even talking. I can't do Alexa. No.
You hear when sometimes she sounds so aggressive. I'd be like, why is she yelling?
Somebody was saying that the other day. They was reading. They said she sounds so mean and angry. I'm
She
like,
does.
uh.
You gotta hear her when she's
Oh,
mad or reading
no.
those mad parts.
Ayana is a true fan of Alexa reading to her, and I know I'm not doing that either.
I can't even see any comments. I don't know where you see them, but I don't see nothing.
Oh, really? They are.
If you guys are saying anything, I'm sorry, I can't see.
Some people I don't. Some people don't give them permission, but this is Chanel. I'm not sure who this other person is that said, "Hey y'all." So
Okay,
welcome.
I see it. I see it now. I see
Mm,
Chanel, and I see whoever said, "Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey
yeah.
girl."
Um. So I'm going to jump to this question. Black romance in 2022. Since you write romance, where do you see black romance going in 2022?
For
Oh, that's
me,
Kima. Kima B said, "Hey,
I
hey,
see her
Kima."
now. Hey, Kima. As of for myself, that's actually because I did not write in this genre until last year.
Okay,
Um, actually 2020. That's where I'm trying to do now. From that point on up until now, like that's my genre that I'm trying to focus in.
okay,
So because I had never written in it, I had to basically like relearn, rebrand all of my thought process or whatever because I wrote this raw, gritty, grimy kind of true fiction things that were going on in the world. So I had to change my mindset. So I've
mm.
been teaching myself how to learn how to write, romance because all my books never ended in happy ever afters. So
Oh,
yeah, they didn't end in happy ever. I only have three that do. Well, four now, but
okay,
up until then, mm-mm. I
okay.
killed somebody. Somebody got beat up. So I'm learning how to write these love, these black men, and this loving their black woman.
Mm-hmm.
I'm learning it. I'm still learning it, even though I've put out three
Mm-hmm.
books and a novelette. But I'm
So
still
was Whip your first one? Your first black romance?
It was, and then I did Wide Open under my ex publisher,
Mm-hmm.
Be Love her. Um, I did that one, but I have to re-release it.
Okay,
So yeah, that was my 1st. Hmm.
okay. So as a whole, who is your besides your publisher? Do you have a tribe that you we're gonna get together and we're gonna do 30-minute sprints or 45 minute sprints or girl, did you write today? Who's in your ear telling you, let's go, let's get it?
Uh, I mean, I really don't have that. I mean, every blue moon, Asia, she will like message me like, "Hey, we about to write today," or we about to get on Clubhouse and do this. But really, no, I just because I write on my phone. So
Oh,
you
how you
know,
do that?
actually, before I started with you, I was writing on my phone. But I've written pretty much every book on my phone.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and then I'll email it to my mother, who is my editor, and then I'll come over her house, and which is what I am now,
Mm-hmm.
and look at my edits or whatever, and then go from there.
Oh, okay. I was gonna ask you what's your process, so that's your process.
And usually I write at night. Who said what? Is that Kima?
It must be Kima.
Yeah, I know. It's like it's when I first started writing on my phone, I only did it because I would be driving and I would get an idea or something and I would have to jot it down. And
Mm-hmm.
then I was just like, let me see if Word is on the phone. And I saw it and I was just like, okay. And ever since then, I just write on my phone. You
Oh,
very seldom catch me on a computer.
really?
Mhm.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, I know. And the Apple phones have the little swipe, so I just be swiping away with my words, just real fast. So yes, Chanel, we are. I'm not the only one though. I know other people who do write on their phones too.
How,
So
really? I don't even know. I mean, I know people could, write stuff in their notes on their iPad and then they transfer it over to, their document or whatever. But as far as that, well, you know what? I should be acting shocked because I have friends that say they read from their phones. It ain't no way.
I do that too.
Ain't no way. There's no way. There is absolutely no way. I can't. I cannot.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
cannot. You
I mean,
know what?
it just depends. Like my job at where I work, I
Hmm.
don't have too much supervision because I just don't. And so I just be on my phone, like literally just, writing and my manager be like, Shante, and I'd be like, oh, okay. And then he walk away and I just, because sometimes you can't wait to get home. You gotta jot your idea now. So, you know.
Mm-mm. I got so many texts and gadgets when I get to work. I unpack and then I have the audacity to carry a backpack with my laptop. Then I pull out my iPad. Then I pull out my phone. My students just be like, "You sure got a lot of stuff there. You like Apple, huh, Miss Marks? Mind your business."
And that's what Kima just said. That's what I do too. So I type on my phone, and then they have the option to listen to what you wrote, so you can hear what you wrote to see if it makes sense. I do that all the time.
So
So
when do ideas come to you when you're asleep or when you're relaxing? And you think, oh, I'll jot that down in the morning, and then
no, I can't do that. If it comes at 2, 3, 1, 5:30, and I got to get up at 6, I got to get up. I have to write it down. So at one point in time, I used to be able to read my last chapter and go to sleep and wake up with what I was going to write next.
uh-huh.
But now, usually my characters talk at night.
I know a lot
Once
of
I
people
seem like
say
as soon
that.
as I get to late, here they come. I'll be like, okay. So I write
I hear a
whenever
lot
they
of
talk.
people say that, and it's like, not that my mind is at ease. Here you want to come. I'm ready to go to sleep, but you want to talk to me now.
Yep.
Oh, that would
Yep.
drive me
And
insane.
the thing about it though is because you have to write when they talk because they'll stop talking on you. So it's like they're the
Mm-hmm.
boss. So you
Mm-hmm.
have to just let them do what they do. And that's what I've been. Especially this next book that I'm working on. He he just mean. He just makes me do what he's gonna do. Like right now, I can hear him telling me what to do, but I'm trying to tell him he gotta wait a minute because I can't write and talk and do my interview at the same time. But I keep replaying in my head what I need to write because I don't want to forget it. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, see, yes, they will. They sure will. They don't care.
Mm-hmm.
They don't care.
Yeah, I heard they talk and they'll talk and they'll talk, and then when they go quiet, it's crickets.
Yes,
It's
yes,
cricket.
and bad. Some I've had it. I've had writer's block bad for months. So when they talk to me now, I listen. I'm like, okay, what you want me to do? Yeah. So
So, how do you feel about reviews? Anybody that's been following me, they know how I feel about them. So, and they know I'll report you in a heartbeat if it's a nasty review.
um, the Ashante today, I don't care. It's whatever
Okay.
they feel. If that's how they feel about the story, okay, I'm sorry you didn't care for it, especially if it's a bad one. Hopefully you'll try something else that I've written.
Mm-hmm.
Um, if it's constructive, then I might like, look at it and be like, okay, cool. But if it's nasty, like, I mean, it is what it is, because I've had some that look personal and
I was gonna ask you, do you think with social media today that readers have too much access to authors and or feel so they are so trying to think of the right word I want to use. They just feel like
blunt.
they just feel like they have rights. And I as a reader, I mean I just can't. I'm not ready to get in your inbox and tell you woo to woo and da da da. I don't understand it. And I mean I see different posts about you should do this and you should do that, and they be taking everything. I be have to be on. This is your brand page, so you can't say nothing.
And that's the thing because I'm a very social person. I'm
Hmm.
friendly, you know what I'm saying? Like I help anybody. I support everybody that I can. But there are certain things that I used to want to say on Facebook, and I
Hmm.
had friends who would be like, "No, you be quiet. Let us handle this for you because people already have their little idea about you, anyways." So, what I had to do is kind of remove some people from my page that I felt were, just I don't want to say mean, but messy or just I don't know
Hmm.
something. It was the vibe was just negative or whatever.
Hmm.
So if I could go back and redo this author thing, I
Hmm.
would stay anonymous.
Okay.
I would have a pen name.
I,
I wouldn't
you,
show my face.
you know, and this is here go one of Indie Love's nuggets. When people say, and they don't, and I don't need somebody to say, "Oh, that's why she in it." No, because it ain't for everybody. As we
Right.
tell the kids in the classroom, a hit dog will holler. So don't even, it's not for everybody. But I do watch.
Mm-hmm.
I watch. I sit back and I watch, and it's like, when we had our conversation of Black romance, Lashira hit it on the head when she was like, "It's a vibe. If that vibe is not there, and I don't feel as though
Yep.
that person is going to fit with what my brand is, then no, you might not get an invite. It does
Mm-hmm.
not mean that I'm not going to support you."
Right.
But I sit back and I watch a lot because, like you said, some people I honestly feel as though you should have. I think I've said it in a post. Some of y'all need a personal page
Yeah, you did.
and an Arthur page
I saw that.
because ooh wee,
Yeah.
you never know who. It's the smallest thing could turn a reader off. But if I don't know nothing about your personal life, I'm looking at strictly at you as an Arthur. Because even some of my friends that are authors that I'm close with, and I'm reading stuff, but my mind is saying, so and so wrote
Mm-hmm. Yep.
so and so. I have to get no, that's so and so friend. This is so and so
Right.
Arthur. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
I mean, I honestly know I have grown as far as my page because it was one point in time where you couldn't just say whatever you wanted to me, author or not. You just couldn't. And if
hmm
you gonna be mad and everybody's gonna we just gonna start arguing, okay, cool. But now I'm like, okay, it's fine. Like I
I'm like
just
that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm telling you, you'd be surprised. And I know if I get, I'm like, if I'm getting this kind of stuff in my inbox, ain't no telling what y'all are getting in y'all inboxes
yeah,
all
yeah.
the way, all the way.
Do you
Okay,
remember
so
a
go ahead.
quick tidbit? Do you remember that little game Anonymous a couple of years ago? People were sending messages anonymously.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, it was like a little game where you could send somebody a question anonymously. Girl, the stuff they were sending me, I was like, wow, like who are you? I don't even know who you are, but it was, yeah. I was just like, wow, okay.
I probably was no, I don't.
Be happy.
Thank God.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So okay, so I want to ask about Whip. Tell me a little bit about Whip, and then I want to ask about your latest. Okay, wait, before you tell me about Whip. So full length novellas, what y'all call them? Novellas
No
and
novelettes.
novelettes.
Hmm.
Okay. Which one do you love to write and why?
Novellas.
Really?
Hmm.
Quick, short, and to the
Hmm.
point?
And the reason why is because when I read them, like I like to read novellas too. There's a few authors that I'm like, okay, give me a novel, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm a reader. I love to read, so it's like I want to support, but I can't support if every book you have is a novel. Is I can't fit in other people. You know what I mean? And
Mm.
then I love novelettes, but I know they're so short. It's like you know some of the ones I've written, people are like, "Are you gonna make a full book?" I'm like, "No, that's it." They're like, "Well, I want to know about him," and I'm just like, you know what? So novellas.
And see, I'm the opposite. I need a novel.
I know. I remember you saying,
I need a novel. And I have nothing against now, novellas, but I feel like I need a and it's maybe because when I started reading, I was reading as a kid, Judy Bloom and all of that. And then when
"Love
I
her."
crossed over to, when you start off with Eric Jerome Dickey and
Mm-hmm.
um oh gosh, I can't, my mom made us read The Color Purple. She bought us The Color Purple and we read so when you start off with that's what you get used to. And then when you get a novella and you be like, okay, wait, what? Where's the rest? But then I've
Um,
also had been at events and I don't know if it was CCJ or Nicole Falls said it, but that was it. That's all they gave me. That's all they gave me. And so
that's
take
it.
that and deal with it.
I'm open to them all. You know, I'm open to them all. It's just like I don't. Chanel said that's a great point. I love to read. Like my whole thing is I don't care what it really is as long as it's good. Like I don't really care. So it could be long, short, whatever, whatever. If it's good, I'm gonna read it regardless. So,
Mm-hmm.
but I might be in your inbox like a reader, like so we gonna get an update on this, this set of characters or whatever. I'm like that. Like I think I was just in Kima's inbox the other day about her book, but that's just because I love her writing. So
Right.
I'm just a supporter. So I'm like, where I want more. I want more. But you know, I'm
And I
open to
think,
any
like
of
you
them.
said, as a supporter,
Hmm.
yeah, sometimes I can read a novella. That doesn't bother me. Um, but then, because then there's times when, especially when you waiting on a part two or something, or a part three or something, and because there's times when it feel like it's dry out here, like ain't nobody dropping nothing, ain't nothing clicking, and that novella will, oh, okay, let me go ahead and go through these novellas in my
Hmm. Hmm.
catalog, and knock them out the park. So yeah, I get it. I mean, I get it, but yeah, I'm
And
not big.
that's funny you said that because I think that's what happened to me where nothing was clicking for me or the
Hmm.
people who I was waiting on hadn't dropped yet. And that's how I came across Mercy B
Hmm.
and Gray Huffington. That's how I came across her work because I had never read anything
Hmm.
until I want to say last year,
Hmm.
I think last year. But you're right. That's yeah. So
Yeah, when the well is dry, guess what? And an avid reader, we don't care if at that point, it could be a novella, novelette. It could be, now I ain't reading 5 pages, and I'm just gonna be
just
pissed
give it to
off
me
then.
now. Just give it to
Right. It'll just be hot then. So it was a question I was gonna ask, and I forgot what it was, because I said I'm gonna come back to it. It'll come back. So what happens when you get older? Your brain just be like, if you don't write it
girl.
down.
I understand that age thing because I keep trying to tell people my age and they don't believe me, but I'm like, I feel every bit of it. I feel it. I might not
you-
look it, but I feel it.
Right.
I tell them I'll be 45. They be like, where? I'm like, trust me, it's
Yeah,
here.
now I'm about to say, where, when, girl.
April 19th, I'll be 45.
Oh, it's coming up. Well, happy
Mhm.
early birthday.
Thank you.
Happy early birthday. So let me ask you this: do you have a Facebook group?
I do. It's
You do.
under Melanated Rainbows.
Okay. And how is it running a group?
Woo!
It's a
Uh,
lot.
oh gosh. It's like, it just, you know what? It just depends on the question, I assume, because the well runs dry quick. But I be trying. It's hard, but I mean, I'm still gonna do what I need to do.
Do you feel it's a benefit to have a group? Because some people be like, I can't do it. I'm not. You know. And then others are like, oh, I wouldn't live without my group.
You know what? I don't think it is for me. I think I get more traction actually on my page. So Chanel, so funny. I don't think my group is as active as my actual page,
Okay.
which is weird to me because I have a group, but it whatever works for them works for me. So if you guys are you know talkative more on my page, cool.
Right.
So
I
I'm not, it doesn't bother me.
Groups are hard, and it's hard to keep them going,
Mhm.
um, especially when you're working and you're trying to keep everybody active. And as a teacher, luckily I co-teach, so when I'm doing something, she's doing her thing, or if when she's teaching, I can slip in and do my thing. And then, like you said, sometimes the well runs dry and it's like, okay, I got to get it popping in here again. But then again, other times it's be like, you know what, it is what it is. Good morning, have a great day. Deuces, see you later.
Yep, still tomorrow.
Right. Maybe tomorrow will be
Still
better.
tomorrow.
And I be having all these ideas. Oh, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna have an art today, and I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna do art takeovers, and then I do art takeovers, and then they last for 2 weeks, and then like, okay, now what we getting ready to do?
Yep. Yeah. So I mean, my group, I think I get more active people when I drop the reads that I've been reading.
Mm-hmm.
But
Okay.
if I say like a regular, have you read this book by me? It's like, so I said, you know what? Let me just stay on my page. Let me just stay.
So now it came back to me what I was going to ask you. I was going to say, tell me about Whip, and then tell me about your the novella you just dropped.
So, Work in Progress is about I think everybody on here has read it, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, thanks, Martha. Um, it's about a author who has been having trouble writing his story because he's no longer in love or having that love. So it's kind of hard to write romance when you're not in a romancy type of relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So they bring in this lady named Vanity is a who is going to help him. I think everybody's read. I don't want to I don't want to tell too much of it, but she comes in to help him, and eventually he finds out that somehow she has read his work because he has a pen name. So he writes under a pen name that she's read about. So she's there to kind of like kick him into gear to get his
Mm-hmm.
juices flowing or whatever. And they a relationship eventually blooms. So I might be bringing them back too.
Oh, y'all hear that? She might be bringing them back.
Yeah.
How
For
long did
those
it
who
take?
are on here will know that. If you didn't watch it, oh, you won't know.
um, now is that a full length novel? You think I asked
It's
you that already?
I think it's like 40K, so it's barely. Mhm.
Right there at it. Okay.
Mhm.
Um,
And then you said the
um,
new one, the novelette that I
yes,
just
tell me about
dropped,
the new
her.
one. Yeah.
So her is about this man named Juke, and he has been crushing on this girl he went to school with, and she decides that she wants to relocate back to California from Georgia. And so in order for her to get here, she calls on him to help her. Well, nothing really goes right for him in the beginning because he hates flying. He is turbulent when he's on the plane, so it
Mm-hmm.
scares him. So after everything is said and done, he finally gets to her house and they have a road trip back. And in the process, they have this kind of insta love that kind of blossoms too. And they end up in Vegas and connect. they connect in Vegas. And by the time they get from Georgia to California, they're married.
Okay. But okay, so as somebody who has driven from California to Georgia, that's 3, 4 days. A lot
Mm-hmm.
can happen on the
Mm-hmm.
road. You can't do nothing but talk. So either you talking, listening to music,
Yep.
you know, I had a child that rode with me that head was down in his Game Boy the whole time. So I
Mm-hmm.
had nothing but my thoughts and music.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I would have loved to have somebody like having a full-fledged conversation with. So that's a trip that I can see that, especially if you're attracted to them and you ain't got nothing to do but talk.
And
Because
he
nothing but highway.
everything he did was for her. Like if she wanted food, her. If she wanted to go to sleep, he took off. If he got a hotel room, she wanted a massage, he did it. He did whatever she asked. He was at her beck and call, basically, and that's why I titled it "Her" because it was all about her.
Okay. Martha
Thank you
said it was
guys.
well done. So will you they see more of those characters? Or are you one of those people, excuse me, that's one and done? I know you said you may bring
Um,
back some people from Wit, but are you like some authors like, oh no, I don't revisit characters. I don't bring them up in other books. I don't, revisit. Or you might not.
I've had people, a lot of people, to ask me to bring back Gin and Juke, and I'm like, maybe, maybe. They might come up around, I don't know, Christmas or Thanksgiving, maybe somewhere in there. But the issue that I have is that this new one that I'm working on, which will most likely be my first novel, because it looks like it's headed towards the 50K mark.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he's so mean that when I try to write somebody else's story, he just jumps back in. So it's kind of like that book I had to sneak in because he doesn't like anybody taking
He's
my
like, I'm
attention.
not
It's
done
really
telling my
weird.
story. Like a typical man. I'm jealous, and I need you to finish working with me
Yep,
and nobody else.
yep. Like I've been free this whole time, and then as soon as I get ready to talk to you for the interview, he wants to start talking. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what is wrong with you? But I'd rather him talk than not. So
Right.
yeah,
Right.
but maybe he might come back. They might come back. I'm not sure.
Okay. So, do you plan to do any events? Are you gonna act like Takora? I ain't doing nothing yet. I ain't doing nothing yet. I'm like, girl.
You know what's funny is when she was saying it, I was sitting over here like, because we're so far in California, it's like for us to send our books there, travel there, hotel there, or not like it's a waste of time, but are we really gonna reap the benefit of going that far? But I am going to your event as a reader, so I am going
You
to an
would be
event.
surprised. And I hope she doesn't mind me um sharing this. 2019, our last live event. Um, I invited Millie. Um, uh, Millie Bell. I don't know how to say Millie's last name.
I think
Anyway,
it's Bellazzari or something.
Bellazzari, something like that.
Bellazar.
So I invited Millie, and
Uh huh.
so at first she was like, "Oh, thank you, yes, yes." Then she hit me back, talking about, I don't think I'm gonna do it. I'm so new,
Mhm.
and da 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 da. I'm gonna tell you something, girl. I had to go, with mama mode a little bit. Let me tell you something. Don't let that stop you. If and this is if you can afford it, because I know that my authors, I call them my authors. My authors will always tell you, I'm always like, this is about y'all. I need y'all to
Mhm.
be seen, make some money, you know. But it's a lot of them have told me it's more about the exposure
Mhm.
than making some money. I had a Arthur, my very first event. Let me finish Millie's story. So Millie was, she tried to back out and I wouldn't let her. I basically just was like, no, you're coming. We came by herself. And later on she was like, I am so glad you convinced me to come. She did well. I think she sold everything she had.
Ooh, she came by herself. Ooh.
Then that's not, we don't suggest you to do that, because I also do a panel discussion. And so if you you're leaving your table, and I don't have anybody that's can, sit and watch your table while you're gone. So we always encourage people to, don't travel by, don't come by yourself, so that
Mhm.
you can have somebody watch your table for you while you are gone. But what happens with the panel discussion is, once you start talking and it's we ask certain questions, people are gonna start coming to your table because now they're interested
Mhm.
in what you've done. So you gain an audience as
Right.
well. So don't ever, this is just encouragement, don't ever think that, if you can afford to do it, because I get it, it's a cost to travel. When I have the events here in Georgia, one of the amenities is you get to send your stuff to me. You can ship your books to my house. Man, I'm just telling business. Ship your books to my
I'm
house,
like, oh,
and I get them to the venue for you.
oh.
I can't do that when we when we travel, like going to New Orleans. I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna get all this get there. My
And the boxes you were just talking about, huh?
Woo! I said I wasn't breaking them down. I didn't realize they was gonna be in that many boxes, but yeah, yeah, yeah. So just don't count that out. Don't think that is it gonna be worth it. If you can afford to do it, try. Even
I
if you
mean,
just
I
for
I
one.
will. I'm like I told Asia, I'm going to for sure next year. Like
Hmm.
I'm going to, but it's like, and she told me the same thing. She was like, you could send your stuff to my house, and I was like, well, why didn't you say that? But but
What's this,
whatever. But
Kima?
who said that? Kima, is that
That must
you?
be Kima. Yes, child. Have somebody come with you. I mean,
Ooh.
to help you work your table. If it's a family member, if it's
Hmm.
just to have you help you, you be surprised the help that you definitely need. Um, just in signing, keeping your line, while you're talking to this person, the other person could be, you know,
Kia. Okay.
that's Kia. The other person could be, you just need somebody with you at your table with
Yeah, I mean,
you.
I know if I ever did do um Georgia, I know for sure I would have to, because the one time I did, I was gonna go. It was my whole family, my immediate family. They were like, "We've never
Okay.
been to Georgia. Let's all just take a trip." And I was just like, "Okay, cool, let's go."
Mm-hmm.
So, but then I think my grandmother got sick, so I had to sell my table.
Oh, okay.
So that's what happened. And then and the next thing I know, here, something. The next year went by, I couldn't go, and then here come COVID. So
Mm-hmm.
those were my only
Hmm.
other times. But
Okay.
I'm gonna go eventually.
That's good. Kickback is a great event. I always have fun when I go to the kickback. I try to get around. I ain't, I be traveling. People be thinking you just do indie. No, I be out there and I be just like this, incognito. Don't call me. Don't say indie love. Don't say,
Mm-mm.
this is Jocelyn at this event buying books. This ain't indie love buying. This is Jocelyn buying books. I'm on vacation. Don't
No,
ask me nothing. The
right?
only person that's ever called me out. Well, not ever. Not the only person, but Monica called me out, and I just looked at her like, "Will you be quiet?"
Like really?
Yeah.
I mean, I might do it too. When I see you, I might do it too. Be like,
Well, that's different. That's
oh, okay,
at the event, that's different. But if
okay,
I'm at somebody else's event, let me buy my books. Leave me alone.
okay. I'll do it silently. Okay, I'll creep
No, it's
silently.
no, not. I'm not. No, I'm not like that. Really, I just be like, I'm just. No, don't ask me no questions though. I'm here. What we gonna talk? We can talk about some books. Let's talk about some books. You
Okay.
know, stuff like that. So, um, trying to see if there was any questions. So that's Kia. Okay. I think that's about anything else you want to share. Well, when is this talkative young man that won't leave you alone, or is it just when it's done, it's done?
When it's done, it's done. I mean, I thought I was gonna be done at 30K, and I think I'm headed towards 40 now. So you know, I don't know, but I'm hoping for. I have something else I'm working on. It might be a May
Mm-hmm.
release, maybe,
Mm-hmm.
and then I have that one too. So
Okay. Do
hopefully.
you set a goal for yourself that I want to put out 5 books a year, or da 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 da, or just since
I used
since
to.
you since you're totally independent, do you put out set a goal for yourself like that?
I used to, but now I just say whatever I can write, I write. I don't. Mm-mm.
Hmm.
Mm-mm. What did she say? If you click the top,
She's
yeah.
telling them they can show their name if they had if you want to show your
Oh,
name.
okay. But yeah, but whatever works, works. And I'm a firm believer in uh timing. So it's like if it's time for if it's for me, it'll happen. And if it's not, then it's not meant. And if
Hmm.
I have to just wait, I just wait.
Okay.
So, but I'm working. I'm writing, and I'm writing. Yeah.
Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. I'm glad I got a chance to chat with you on this Good Friday. Um, I'm looking forward to diving into your catalog. If you got here a little late, I was saying that I was like, oh, I'm gonna focus on some new authors, new to me authors. And Ashantay let me know I've been in the game for a minute now. So still, It's still new. You still,
Yes.
to me, I feel like people are always gaining an audience. You're
Hmm.
always gaining an audience, regardless how if you put out a book in 2015 and somebody picked it up and they like, ooh, I ain't gonna lie, I love going back into somebody who put out something years ago, and then I just go bananas and I just go through your whole catalog. And then when I'm done, I'd be like, damn.
You know what? I feel you because I just did that. I did that with M. Monique, and she knows I was in her inbox, and I don't know where I found her with blue, and I went down, and then I went back to the top and went back down, and now I'm completely done. So
And
I
see,
get that.
I found her with Dallas. I
Oh,
think
you was
Dallas was
good.
the first one.
Yeah, you was at the top. You followed her. I didn't know nothing about her.
Yeah, but she had a couple before, one or two before him, I
Mhm.
think. And
Mhm.
then I went back.
She had
And then it's like,
Steven.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, I've been catching up. And it's like, ooh. And it's somebody else I did that to as well. And it's like, okay, 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 okay.
Right, Chanel. I did that with a couple of authors this year since I've been reading a lot, but you know, I'm
Yeah,
late, but
but you
I'm
know what? That is the beauty of writing. The story is always there. It's not going
mhm.
anywhere.
Mhm.
Like when you're watching TV or they take a show off and you can't find it and you got to wait for Netflix or Hulu to say, "Oh, we're going to add this show," or TV1 to show it. The beauty of writing. Now there are times when stuff gets removed or whatever,
Right.
but I know I was one of those people. There was an author, her stuff got snatched down, but it was still in my Kindle
Mhm.
Unlimited. And as long as it was in Kindle Unlimited, they wasn't gonna touch it. And I was like, and it's gonna stay there.
Yep. Yep. I
It's
get
gonna
that.
stay right there.
I don't even use my Kindle Unlimited now. I've been just one clicking lately. I'm like, why do I even have
You
this?
know, there was this concept going around where a series would start out and it would be 99 cents. Then it was 2.99. Okay. Then it
Right.
was 4.99. Then by book 5, it was 9.99. And it was like, oh hell no. And I was one of those people, I'm not getting Kindle Unlimited. I want my books. For years, I was like, I ain't doing that. I'm like a one click, I'm buying it, I want it. But
Hmm.
then when I started delving deeper into some urban, it was like, oh no, y'all ain't getting me for 9.99. And then and I think what happened was I ran across some that's like the last book I done paid $10 for, and it wasn't books 1 through 4 was, and then the last one let me down. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I done paid $10 for this. Nah,
Right.
you ain't getting me no more. Let me go and
Right.
give Amazon this 9.99, which that just, and when people and if you do this, please forgive me. This is just my gripe. Read for free. No, stop telling people
Yeah.
that.
I don't know why people post that. I don't.
Stop telling people read for free because it's not free, because I'm paying Amazon 9.99 like they're a library for me to borrow this and then give it back. And usually what I do, because I know the process of the,
Hmm.
Amazon Kindle Unlimited and all of that, I'll usually do the whole Kindle Unlimited and then I'll turn around and buy so
Oh,
that
that's what I do. That's what I do now.
so
Yep.
that y'all getting
Yeah, I
double
do.
up.
I do. I do the Kindle. I read on Kindle, then I go back and I buy it. And if the paperback is there, then I turn around and buy the paperback too.
But
Yeah,
see, you
I
can't touch
support.
my paperbacks. You
I
can't
tell people
touch
all the
them
time. Like if I support you, I'm gonna support
all the
completely,
way.
all the way. Even though
All
I'm
the
an
way.
author, because people, you need to write your own books. I am, but I'm gonna still support my friends too. And
Right.
if I can't read the book on release day, I'm gonna surely download it.
I got it. I got
So
it. And
you
when
know,
I'm ready, man,
yeah,
I'm about to clean up. Spring break is coming up too, and I'm not going nowhere. I'll be right here chilling.
right.
Right here chilling. Look, organizing. Because if I turn this camera wrong, y'all be like, what the? But I'm gonna sit here organizing and reading. Is what I'm going to be
Hmm. Me
doing.
too.
But it has been a pleasure. Thank you for those who joined us. It will be uploaded on the YouTube channel, and I will give Shantae the link so she can share it
Yes,
in
ma'am.
her group and amongst her friends. And y'all can go to the YouTube channel. As I'm not gonna do like he said, click like and click share. But if you like it, please click like that you like the that you
Yes,
like
indeed. We're gonna do that. Click like, click
click
share.
like, click like. So, any last words? Where can we find you? A website, Facebook, Instagram, all those good things.
I'm on Facebook under Ashantay Keys. I'm on Instagram under Ashantay Keys, one word. I have a like page too. It's under Ashantay Keys. My group name is Melanated Rainbows, and that's pretty much it. Cause I have a Twitter, but I don't know how to use it. And
What?
I have a TikTok, but it's under Ashantay Keys too. But I don't really. Yeah, I'm old. I don't.
Chanel, she can always drop it in the comments and you can get it too. Cause I'll leave it up. I think I still have Kimberly. I'm not Kim. Jesus help me, Lord. I still have the chorus if you scroll down long enough, but it's still in there. So she could drop it in the thing so you could have the correct spelling and know how to find her and all of that good stuff. So I thank you for spending a little time with us on this Good Friday afternoon.
Thank
It's
you. Thank
afternoon for her, it's early evening for me. I'm going to have some drinks, I think, a little later on, and enjoy your entire weekend. And I'm going to be working on getting some more people to come and we'll chat and get to know some more of these awesome indie authors. So you
thank you.
all
Thank
have a
you.
great evening. Shante, you hold on. Ashante, you hold on for a quick second.
Okie dokie.
And the rest of you all have a great rest of your Friday evening.